Man, this one was brutal. Let me tell you, I'm sitting there watching the damn game, thinking in my head, how the hell we gonna let the Rams come back and beat us with Baker Mayfield? You know how much shit I've been talking about Baker Mayfield for y'all to let them come back and win the damn game? More than disappointed though, man. I got to be honest. More than disappointed though. I don't even know. The feeling was weird. Like it's not even like I was kind of getting the motivation that we would be able to go on a run. Let's be honest. Last year we did it, 5, 6 wins. This year I feel like we're about to do it. We just beat the Chargers. Like you think you beat the Chargers, you're gonna be able to come out here in LA and beat the Rams. I mean, we got home field advantage. There was more Raiders fans than the Rams fans. Baker Mayfield's only been there for 2 days. Um, you have the refs on your side. Yeah, the Rams did have the refs on their side. I know a lot of people will say that they did, especially late in the game. Crosby was getting held like mad. Um, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when are we just gonna hold this team accountable and just take off? Last week we should have blew the Chargers out last week. We throw a pick six. We're not able to score in the red zone. This week we go out there and we throw another interception in the red zone, and we don't come away with points. We ultimately lose by 1 point. The offense today got to step up. The offense really got to be that Ferrari that we've been talking about all season, and it just really has been sputtering out. It ain't even a Ferrari right now. It's a '98 Toyota Corolla, and it's not going anywhere. Yeah, at the end of the day, the defense played solid. Last week it played great. This week it played solid, but it gave up them points late. Gave up them points late. And I know a lot of people will blame the defense, say it's trash, and that it lost us the game ultimately. But I feel like this whole team lost the game. You can't just blame one player. You can't just blame one side. Both sides could kind of be blamed. The defense definitely played a lot better than the offense, um, but still, you got to blame both sides. I don't know what the game plan here was with Josh McDaniels, especially when after Josh Jacobs obviously is in pain, obviously has another injury that he acquired, and he's going to probably sit out here shortly. But why continue to run it? Why continue to run the ball? Give Derek Carr a chance to air it out. That's all I'm thinking in my head. After thinking about this, like you only let Derek Carr throw the ball 20 times in this game. Josh Jacobs rushed more times than Derek Carr threw the ball. We had more rushing yards than we had passing yards. I think we had like 170 rushing yards and we only had 135 passing yards. Like that right there, I don't think is going to cut it. Now, one thing I would say for certain is the fact that Derek Carr threw 2 interceptions. Obviously, one of them didn't really matter, but the other one, crucial, crucial. That's nearly a 14-point swing right there. Instead of putting points on the board, you're giving the ball back to the opponent to go score points. We could have had 7 points right there, and we would have won the game. Or you just take the sack, which it probably wouldn't have been a sack because the guy wasn't really tackling him. He just stepped up in the pocket and ran into his own lineman and then throws a pick. So that right there, I feel like it was crucial. That was like the biggest error of the whole game. Like if you think about it, without the penalties, obviously you have to take those in consideration. But nobody else really had like a game to where there was any major errors besides Carr with that interception. Now you talk about the defense, boy, them penalties. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The second to the last drive, Crosby gets a false start. They get a first down. Then you get the false start, not the false start, but you get the offsides on the punt return team. On the punt return team, Josh McDaniels doesn't accept the holding call. So then it's a 4th and 3 when they punt. We get the offsides, they get a first down, and they continue to drive down, and then they score points. Talk about on the final drive, you get Amik Robertson, PI, when Harmon intercepted the football. That's a letdown right there. That's a big letdown right there. Max Crosby was getting held the entire time. Both of those drives, Max Crosby was getting held, but we didn't get the call. Some people were saying that it's rigged. Some people were saying this and the third, but we're the Raiders. We're used to it. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You gotta fight through that because we're the Raiders. Um, but you continue on that last drive, and then you get more penalties on a guy like Tillery smacking the ball out of the opponent's hand. I'm not really sure where that came from. I don't know why he felt like had the need to do that. But they get more yardage off of that. So then they move downfield. You get a big gain on Nate Hobbs. Like that's uncharacteristic of Nate Hobbs to let off big yards or a big catch like that, especially to get mossed by some guy in Swarnzinski. Like I don't even know if you pronounce his name like that, but he got beat by a guy I can't even pronounce his name. Then you talk about later in the drive, Sam Webb. So it's not like it was just one specific guy on the defense. it was everybody on the defense from Crosby. He was getting held, yes, but he had the penalty to give him first down. Then the punt return team, whoever jumped off sides on that, then Tillery, then Meek, Hobbs, Webb. It was just everybody. So it's disappointing to say the least. And at this point, I got to ask you guys, do you think this season is over? If you think so, if you don't think so, if you think this or that will happen, let me know down in the comments right now, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Go rate that like button. Y'all know what it is. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. If you're thinking, oh man, Ray sounds like this or Ray sounds like that, man, look, we just lost. I'm recording it right after the damn game. So apparently, obviously I'm upset. And plus, it's my girl's birthday. Like, I'm just trying to go kick it with my girl. So at this point, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Till next time, y'all, ready to take.